Hi, my name is Adam Byrne, Technical Service Manager for FMC, covering Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. Today I'd like to talk to you about tar spot detections, especially these early detections that we're already hearing about in 2024. Behind me is a cornfield that's at the V7 growth stage. Normally we wouldn't be thinking about tar spot yet, but this year there have been detections in multiple states in that V3 to V5 window. So coming from Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, as far east as Indiana. So normally we think about tar spots showing up in those late vegetative stages, right before tassel perhaps, and then stretching into some years late into R2, R3, R4 before it really ramps up. But we all know how devastating a bad year with tar spot can be. We can have significant yield losses, we can have standability issues, harvest problems. So we know tar spot is something we need to be ready, we need to be vigilant about progression and risk. The weather conditions in 2024, unfortunately, look a lot like 2021. We have a lot of moisture early, high humidity, so the pattern is mirroring what we saw in 2021. Comparatively, in 2023, last year, we were hot and dry for the beginning of the season, and really, I think that led to delayed or kind of lower levels of tar spot showing up in our fields. So if we're going to see a mirror of 2021, which was a very bad year, that means even more so we need to be vigilant and kind of watching what's going on in our fields. So talking to university personnel, what do these early detections mean? Should we be going out there and spraying right now in these V5 to V7 plants and thinking because tar spot's out there, we should be reacting? The general message is no, we should not be reacting out of fear or panic that tar spot might be more prevalent this year, but instead we should be more proactive and scout. We should be watching our fields very closely. We should be ready to act if tar spot does show up in our fields or starts to kind of build in intensity. But in the meantime, don't change your program, don't change your plan, just be ready to act if you have to. So, FMC has a couple programs we think are very strong options to keep in your mind as you're getting ready to make fungicide applications. If you're going to only make one foliar fungicide application during the season, we think Adastrio fungicide is the one you should use. Adastrio fungicide has shown to be a top performer against all the other competitors in the industry, against leaf spot diseases and the rusts. So it does a really good job of controlling diseases. It's a 3 mode of action product with an SDHI, a DMI, and a strobilurin. And so, an 8 fluid ounce rate applied at that VTR1 will give you a long residual. It's a highly mobile, very systemic product that moves through the plant and gives you strong protection. And so to have that as a tool in your toolbox, regardless of what pathogens you have to act against, because we can't just ignore things like southern rust that could move up, or gray leaf spot or northern corn leaf blight. We have to act on those too because they can rob us of yield. So this is a product that's very effective against all of them, whereas some of the other competitors may be strong on one side but weaker on the rust, or vice versa. So Adastrio is a very strong tool to have available and ready to use. If you normally make 2 applications, you're coming in with an early vegetative application and then you do a later one, there are tools available for that. But I would stress that for those early applications, if you can delay those applications to that V10 to V14 window, I think that would give you greater benefit. Topguard, with the risk of tar spot that's out there, and maybe you like to use a strobilurin in those early ones for plant health benefits, maybe this is your year to think about something else. Try Topguard, which is a flutriafol. It's that DMI or Trizol product that you find in, say, Xyway, or it's also in Adastrio that we just talked about. That's a very highly mobile, very long residual product that will give you some leaf disease protection starting at that V10 to V14 stage, and that may allow you to even delay that reproductive timing from that R1 to maybe like an R2 application, which would broaden your window of protection for leaf diseases, covering a bigger window of the grain fill period. Now, if you really want that strobilurin component in that early application, maybe this is the year to try Topguard EQ fungicide, which has the same flutriafol, but also has a strobilurin component. So it's azoxystrobin. So to kind of recap, if you're doing early applications, if you go with Topguard, that 7 to 10 fluid ounces would be the window. Probably better at 10 fluid ounces if you're worried about things like tar spot and other diseases. If you want the strobilurin component in that early application, Topguard EQ fungicide in 5 to 7 fluid ounces, and then either follow both of those with Adastrio fungicide at 8 fluid ounces, or if you're doing just a single foliar application in that VTR1 to R2 timing, that's where Adastrio at 8 fluid ounces would be a strong fit. So tar spots out there. I'm afraid tar spot is one of those things that we know is going to be around every year. Some years are going to be worse than others. Let's not react out of panic or fear. Let's be educated. Let's be proactive in scouting our fields, and let's be ready to act appropriately. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to an FMC representative or visit ag.fmc.com. Thank you.